Dear students, class 11th zoology, in the chapter digestion and absorption, the topic is absorption of substances in the alimentary canal. This is actually the topic related to absorption of substances in different parts of alimentary canal. Generally, we say the large and the small intestines are the main seats of absorption. Large and small intestines are the main seats and sites of absorption. No doubt, the finely digested food that is called as chyle is absorbed in small intestines and water is absorbed in the large intestines. But to some extent, in the different parts of the alimentary canal, the absorption to some extent also takes place. For example, we talk about the mouth. Mouth cavity is actually the part where the food is chewed, mechanically broken down and masticated. But there are some few drugs which are absorbed through mucosal lining of the mouth and lower side of the tongue. There are some few drugs which are absorbed through the mucosal lining of the tongue and the mouth, which are absorbed. But sometimes we see whenever we take food, a preliminary kind of digestion takes place by the salivary amylase and we get a sort of taste in our mouth. This is actually the part of the absorbed food in the mouth which helps us to taste the food. In the stomach, which is the main seat of digestive processes where the pancreatic and the gastric enzymes start action, where food is held for a long time for digestive purposes. The water is absorbed also in the stomach. The simple sugars are also absorbed in the stomach wall of the mucosal membrane, mucosal lining. Also, the alcohol can be absorbed in the stomach. Also, few drugs and, for example, aspirin, they can be absorbed in the stomach wall that contains gastric glands. The absorption does not stop. It takes place mainly in the small intestines. Small intestines are the main seats of absorption of the digested food, which is finally in the form of finally digested food as simple compounds. The principal organ for absorption of nutrients, firstly, the final products of digestion such as glucose. Glucose can be absorbed through the wall of the small intestines, which is thrown into villi and microvilli, and fructose can also be absorbed through the wall of the small intestines, and fatty acids, which are obtained as the digestive products of fats and lipids. Fatty acids can be absorbed through the wall of the small intestines, and also the glycerol, which is the digestive product of the fats that can be absorbed. Amino acids, which are the final digestive products of proteins, also called as polypeptides. These amino acids can be absorbed through the wall of the small intestines. These substances are directly poured after the absorption through the wall of the intestine into the blood and the lymph. Blood and the lymph, what we call as the tissue fluid. However, after the absorption of the food in the small intestines, the portion of the substance that remains unabsorbed or undigested, that is thrown out as fecal matter. But so far the large intestines are concerned, the absorptive process is also very active, especially the absorption of water. The water is mainly absorbed through the wall of the large intestines, and there are some minerals. And salts which are absorbed in the large intestines, and the drugs of all types are mainly absorbed in the large intestines. Whenever the water and the mineral absorption fails in the large intestines, this is due to the breakdown of the osmoregulatory mechanism. Sometimes during a disease, gastrointestinal disorders, whenever there is a breakdown in the mechanism of osmoregulation, due to the inefficiency of the osmoregulatory mechanism, the water and minerals are not absorbed. As a result, these pass through the fecal matter in the form of fine watery stools, what we call as diarrhea condition. This diarrhea condition is usually found whenever there is gastrointestinal disorders. This is all about the absorption of substances in the alimentary canal.